Kvell Fitness and Nutrition, and I'm here with Gretchen, and she's going to share with you some tips on how to stay healthy over the holidays. So what are some things? So like you got all this food, you got all this drinking, you got all this partying, you got all this fun, you got the holiday party, you got all this stuff. So what do we do?
So first off, we're going to start with making a plan. Like Brett said, we're coming up on one of the biggest eating holidays in our entire calendar year, followed closely by getting all of those gifts and whatnot, which include food. So starting with a plan, being prepared.
So tell me like a plan. So like being prepared, like should I be like saying, hey, here's what I'm going to eat at this meal. I'm not going to go hog wild. Should I eat beforehand? Like what, you take people through kind of what that looks like.
Sure. So do your intel. Maybe if it's going to be at a restaurant, take a look at the menu and say, this is exactly what I'm going to stick to, or I know exactly what I'm going to eat when I get there. Or do survey of what the buffet table looks like prior to going and filling your plate, knowing exactly what you're going to have so that you don't get up there and make kind of a rash decision. So that's one thing that they can do as far as making a plan. Also making a plan as far as you know that you're going to go over to family's house for the Thanksgiving dinner, and you know grandma's bringing her world famous fudge. So setting a boundary as far as I know that I can't deny great grandma's fudge, and so I'm going to make sure that I set a boundary that I am going to have that fudge. However, I'm going to say no to the 7 other desserts that will be on the dessert table. So setting boundaries like that.
So it's like a balance, right? So it's like, absolutely. Hey, I definitely want to have X, Y, and Z, and therefore I'm going to not have A, B, C.
For sure.
Okay.
For sure.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right. And then how do people deal with these parties and the alcohol?
So the alcohol would be, there's a second tip here, is drinking a lot of water. All right. So it's inevitable that you're going to get to any kind of a party, holiday festivities, those kind of things, happy hours. They're all going to be coming up here, and drinking water is going to be important. So before you ever even step foot into something like a cocktail hour or a happy hour or whatnot, be mindful and drink 1 to 2 glasses of water. That's going to prevent you from over drinking at those parties due to a thirst issue, and your belly will naturally feel full because of the water, and then it will slow you down with those kind of drinks. So start by doing that. Also, if it's more of a sit-down kind of a dinner versus a cocktail or a happy hour or just kind of a meet and greet kind of a party, tell yourself in your mind that you're not going to have your first drink until you sit down to actually eat the meal. Up until that point, just drink your water.
So is there a better alcohol? You know, there's all kinds of drinks, food, sugary, beer, wine. Mm-hmm. What if people are like, hey, I know I'm going to drink, but what is like, I want to be better, I want to drink better. Mm-hmm. What would they do? What do you recommend?
I don't know if I have an exact alcoholic drink that I would recommend, but maybe just limit yourself to just that one. Being more in tune with the quantity versus what the quality of what you're drinking. Do you have one that you would recommend?
Yeah, so red wine over anything else.
Sure.
But yeah, still a quantity thing. Mm-hmm. You know. But okay, great, cool. And then so we're gonna plan. That's gonna help us get through the holidays.
We're gonna drink a lot of water, and then the third one would be probably is to choose your plate wisely. So, like we said, we're going to be eating. You're going to have a lot of control over this, whether you would want to admit it or not. Choose your plate size wisely. As far as don't be ashamed of grabbing the salad plate versus the dinner plate when it comes to a buffet, or asking if you're going to be doing a sit-down dinner, can I just get a smaller plate, or using a different plate. You're less likely to overeat. You're less likely to have 2 scoops of those mashed potatoes because you know that you can only fill your plate, and then your eyes will tell your stomach that you're full because you ate a plate of food. It was just in smaller proportions than what you're normally used to.
Yeah, and so on top of that smaller plate thing, like, all right, so I get my smaller plate, I stack it sky high, then I go sit down, I eat my food. Should I get right back up and go for seconds, or should I wait a little bit?
Wait a little bit.
Yeah, so how long does it take for your kind of body to say, you know what, you're too full?
It's usually about 20 minutes before your body says, hey, brain, cut me off here. But usually your eyes see that, like, oh, I finished a plate. And then mentally you think, oh, well, then I'm done. I'm eating. I'm full.
But the sweet potatoes are so good or whatever, right? Like we want to go back and get more.
Yep. Give yourself at least 20 minutes before you ever decide that, and have like a half a glass of water during that. So.
Yeah, and I would also, so kind of going back to that whole dessert thing, just say, listen, I'm going to save room for dessert. You know, and if you just keep telling yourself you're going to save room for dessert, you'll eat less food.
Mhm.
You know, so
Mhm.
all right, okay, so we're going to drink water. We're going to plan. We're going to pick the smaller dish, bowl, whatever it is.
Mhm.
What else? Anything else?
So last thing would be just to give yourself grace. Know that this is a super tough time to stay as strict as possible with yourself. Know that you're human, but if you utilize those first 3 tips, I guarantee you more success than if you just went into it like, well, it's just the holidays kind of a thing.
Yeah,
No,
just kinda
have
get
a
up
plan,
and-
drink your water, choose your plate wisely, and then lastly, just give yourself a little bit of grace.
Yeah, and so 2 things that we do to help people out. So we do a holiday survival challenge. And so the goal of that challenge, if you lose weight, great, but really the goal is to like just maintain, like basically don't gain weight. And going through that challenge is never perfect for anybody, but it keeps them out of that like gaining 5, 10, whatever, however many pounds people gain. And it really keeps them thinking about it the whole time. And so they still get to enjoy the foods they want to enjoy, but they don't overconsume them. And really when we overconsume food, we feel terrible anyways. And so it just helps us not feel terrible and get through the holidays feeling better. And number 2, just make sure that you are exercising. And so I would even maybe pick it up during the holidays because you got stress you got to get rid of. You got excess food that you got to get rid of. So getting more exercise in during the holidays, we're not trying to kill you, but getting more exercise in during the holidays is going to help. And you don't want to go put in all that work and then go and ruin it by eating 10,000 desserts, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Absolutely.
All right. So again, every Thursday we're going to be on here. We're going to be talking about something, whether it's the holiday stuff, whether it's, I don't know, all kinds of stuff. What did you talk about last week?
Last week was hydration.
Hydration,
Mhm.
right. So
Yeah.
we're going to give you guys
Water.
tips on how to be healthy, and hopefully take a little tidbit of that and put it into your life and make it happen. So until next Thursday, have a great week.